Rello on him.
Hello, everybody. This is your boy, Takashi. I'm here to bring you guys another interview and chat. And today, guys, we are joined today by my friend and fellow rock vocalist, Jayne. How you doing?
I am good. Thanks for having me.
I totally messed that up one, guys. So let me say Jayne 6. There we go.
Yeah, it's technically Jane Gypsy, and the 6 is the G in Gypsy.
Yep. And guys, like I said, she is the one that is being interviewed. She's also allowed to ask me some questions. Once we get done with her questions, and then after that, we're going to go to the bonus round and just get to know a little bit more of her. And guys, give me a second. I'm going to turn on the music, and we're going to get this going. Okay. Hold on. All right. Hey guys, listen. This may be a rock stream, obviously, but I am playing some jazz music, so don't worry. Trust me, if I could, I would play some Disturbed. That'd be my background music. For this one stream.
Jazz was a pretty big influence on rock, so it's
It
fitting.
is. And rock came from blues, and then jazz. Yeah, rock.
Definitely.
But that's where it came from. Okay, so Jayne Gypsy. My first question for you is, I would like for you to introduce yourself and then tell the audience who you are.
Okay, so Jane Gypsy, as we said, I'm 27. I live in Philadelphia. I'm born and raised here. Like you mentioned, I am a vocalist in a rock band, kind of like alt rock, classic rock, kind of like a 90s rock vibe. I'm also a photographer, just kind of like an artist in general, just like creating and trying out new things. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm glad you mentioned vocals, which is awesome. So I will ask you this. So I guess my first question to ask you is, when did you get into rock music?
So, as a child, my parents always had like rock playing. They were always listening to Southern rock, classic rock in the car, on the radio. So I kind of grew up with it. But during like middle school age, I was kind of like, ew, my parents, I don't like their music, and I went towards like hip hop and like that EDM stuff. And then I started hanging out with a group of friends who listened to like Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, The Doors, and all of that. Yeah, and it brought it all back. So probably around like late high school years, I started reconnecting with like rock, like Nirvana, Soundgarden, Radiohead. I love Radiohead. So yeah, and just like I just have like, it gives me a nostalgic feeling of hanging out like with my friends, like with some Led Zeppelin going on in the car, just yeah, so I feel like I've always had it, like it was like my root. And I still like hip hop and some electronic music too, but I don't know, there's something about like the guitar and the bass and the singing that really like hits the spot for me.
Definitely. I can get behind that. To add to that, so for me, the Jimi Hendrix is a huge influence on okay, first of all, shout out for you having Jimi Hendrix. I respect you for that. Thank you so much.
Legend.
Actually, I won't lie. Maybe one of our guys, one of our guys out there who's a rock specialist might actually grab you up for being a fan. To be honest, but like when I first got into it, like I said, it is through Jimi Hendrix, as I said once before, and then I had a love for Journey at the time.
Okay.
Because Journey was one of those old rock bands that I really messed with, and actually really spoke a lot about like a simpler time, but also like just being peace with things. It's one of my favorite songs. Besides, everybody says "Don't Stop Believing." We hear that one. That's one of my favorite ones, of course.
Yeah.
Still beautiful. I still sing it regardless. So
the classic.
That's a classic one. "I'll Be Alright Without You" was one of my go-tos. That's really made to set the mood and relax my mind. I love "I'll Be Alright Without You." I love majority of all their albums. They're pretty hits. They hit pretty solid for me. Which is, people are gonna be surprised. I am not a Beatles fan. I don't hate them. I think they're fine. I think they're solid for setting the blueprint of certain things. I have no hate towards any of them. But it's just, like I said, it's more Rolling Stones, AC/DC.
Rolling Stones, yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I've been into the old ones for you because these are the ones that I like a lot. And of course, Led Zeppelin. He's awesome.
Of course.
Yeah, one of my favorites. And I think it really became more popular with me when I got into metal. And,
do you like Black Sabbath? Since you mentioned metal.
Yeah, Black Sabbath's good. Honestly, I would say this. I think after Black Sabbath, I think what's that band's name? Apocalyptica. I think they kind of took that one over.
I actually don't know them.
They're oh goodness. There's a Sandman song they made. Like they made the Sandman soundtrack. You ever heard it? You should try it. Like,
Metallica?
I don't know if that's Metallica. I think that's someone else. Because I haven't listened to Metallica in so long. Because Metallica is one of my favorites. They made a lot of good stuff.
Yeah. Very pumped up.
Yeah. People been telling me like, "Jay, how much rock do you know? Can you name like 50 something?" I can't probably name 30. We're getting 30 off the top of my head. It would be Disturbed, Both My Valentine, and Bring Me the Horizon.
So you're like a metal. You like the heavier.
I like rock and metal. When it gets too, like, for example, people be surprised I am not a Slipknot fan at all because they're just screaming.
Yeah.
I don't hate them. And listen, I can't hear anything you're saying. Both My Valentine is better for you guys because I can hear what he's saying.
Yeah.
You guys are just screaming.
I'm on the same page with you. I'm not really into. Never been a Slipknot fan. Just the really intense, super fast, like thrash stuff, like the really super fast metal. I can go for some doom metal, like the slower, like Electric Wizard and stuff like that. But like Alice in Chains, I like. I love the Pixies. I think they're very underrated. Very early, like punk rock, like Iggy Pop kind of stuff.
I would say Pillar is a Christian rock, but they're really good. Red was a good. That's a band that I like. Oh man, Already Over is a good song. But Pillar has a lot of great things that I mess with, and that's the for goodness, what's the name of the album? It's the one that has Frontline on it, and that whole track is amazing. Like I think it's probably the best album ever by Pillar. I love Pillar. They're good. Secrets and Regrets is one of my favorite ones. There's a band if you've never heard of Cold Rain, get into them. They're amazing.
Never heard. I'll have to write some of this stuff down.
They've done some anime things, but they're English, very English. Sing English songs, and the songs be hidden for me. They're hype, but yeah, and really
Cold Rain.
Cold Rain, yeah. Check them out. See if you can get into a couple of their songs. There's one song that's called Counterfeits and Lies. That's one of my favorites, too.
Cool.
So, I do want to recommend some bands for you. But, like I said, this is about you. I've gotten on a little bit about, my rock history and everything. Of course, I'm a Linkin Park fan and Disturbed. I want to say Disturbed is probably my number one.
Yeah, a lot of people, they have a huge
I have nothing bad to say about that. I have nothing bad to say about those guys. They can make any track sound good. I've actually been trying to figure out, is there one bad song I don't like? I'm trying to feel like there's an album that I'm like, come on. They have to have a bad one. Everyone has a bad one. And
That's
I'm like,
hard
I can't
to.
find one.
That's
I've been
hard.
trying really hard to find one. I'm like, so I can not bump them down, but to be like, because I'm like, if everything is perfect, then they should have flops at all. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, do they even have one? But that's a different. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be probably searching not 5 years. It'll probably be like 2 years to get to the end of this answer to figure that out. Because I've been searching for like a good 2 years already. So maybe another 2 years added on. Because even with the stuff they've come out with now, it's hidden.
Yeah.
I don't know what the vocalists of his guys are doing, but they're actually speaking to a lot of problems and not falling off. Normally bands just fall off. They have not. That's the scary thing for me.
I think a lot of rock people, heavy rock people, like when you ask them what's your favorite band, Disturbed is always at least in like the top 3 answers. I feel like metal listeners.
Oh yeah, it's either them or Bullet for My Valentine, and I love them.
What's that other one? Like I hear like Rage Against the Machine a lot, or what was the one band that did Woodstock? That was like Woodstock 99. I can't think of it right now, but that band too has a lot of very loyal fans.
Yeah, that was gonna take me some thinking on that one because I know you're talking about. Gotta go through my encyclopedia in my head to figure that one out.
I know, I like can't think of it right now. Maybe it was Rage Against the Machine, but I feel like it wasn't. But
and I know Rage Against the Machine. I know that one.
Yeah.
But like I said, just growing up around the time of like where rock was just more prominent because the early 2000s and then going up. Like I said, it just became more prominent. It became more stand in my life. Right after I graduated high school, it was more. I'll be honest, it was rock. So it was no metal in high school. Because the first concert I went to was a Disturbed concert. And that's what made me like them before I graduated high school. And I was like, I love these guys. Yes, I went to one Disturbed concert.
Okay.
Freaking fun as hell.
Oh, it's Korn. That's the band I'm thinking of. Yeah.
Okay, I've listened to Korn. Korn has some. I'll say this: they have some hits and misses, but they're not. I don't like them as a whole, but they have songs that I like a lot.
No, yeah.
Coming Undone is my favorite one.
I respect their music. I think it's pretty good. Me personally, it's not like I wouldn't put it as like my favorite, but they have a very loyal fan base that has stayed consistent over the years. I hear their name a lot. But as for the Beatles, I want to go back to your Beatles comment. When I was younger, even when I started like getting into like rock music, I always used to hate the Beatles. Like I was just like, oh, they're so lovey-dovey and their songs are so simple, and I really didn't like them. And now I like love the Beatles.
You see the turnaround? That happens.
I started listening to like songs that like aren't their radio songs, and there's just certain songs that are so progressive for the time that they came out, and they almost feel like really heavy. Like if you were to give them the instruments and like the technology today and rewrite,
it would be even better. It
would be heavy as like it would be so cool. But yeah, it's almost like a required taste. That's how the Beatles worked for me.
I felt that way about Queen too. Queen is one of my favorites.
Exactly. Yeah, I used to like not really like Queen, and now I'm like I love Queen. Good.
I'm also playing jazz. I'm gonna be real. That Another One Bites the Dust is so addicting to listen to. That's always my go-to to listen to. I'm gonna start listening to Queen. I have to listen to that song first, and I'll listen to his other stuff after that.
The whole Sheer Heart Attack album is like brilliant for me. That's actually earlier Queen, one of their first albums, but like I think it was their second one. But I love like every song on that album.
Oh man, dude, Freddie Mercury's freaking crazy.
That was a great movie too. That movie that came out. Forget what it was called, but that was a really good movie.
Which one was it?
I think it was called Bohemian Rhapsody. That's what the movie was called.
Rhapsody? Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was basically like a Freddie Mercury like documentary, but it wasn't like a doc. They made it like like a movie with actors and everything, but it was like based on his life.
Okay, I'm about to actually get that and watch it.
It was really good. Definitely recommend it.
But yeah, but trust me, they're doing documentaries of people, current people. Like I said, I still have yet to see the Theory of Everything, and that Stephen Hawking's movie. I'm so old. I need to watch that. I need to watch it.
They did one for Elton John too. I didn't see that one, but I heard that one was really good too.
Oh, okay. You said add it to the list. Thank you.
Of course.
I still need to get to. Yeah, I'm so terrible. How have I not gotten to everything? And it's been so long. I need to get to that right now this year. But I guess so. I'll get into my next question. I would say, what made you want to be a vocalist?
So, growing up, I was always singing, and I loved being on stage. I would be in like church plays, and acting, I wasn't so good at, but like I always had like a solo and in the choir and stuff, and dancing too. So music, I was always very drawn to. I played instruments growing up as well, and my teachers just told me like I would basically like learn by ear. So I feel like I've always had like a natural inclination towards music, and I just sung throughout my whole like elementary school, middle school career, and I could have done high school, but I was too like embarrassed. Like I thought it was like all the nerds do singing, like I don't want to like do it. So I but like I love singing. I'm always singing in the car, in the shower, just like my roommates must hate me because like I'm just constantly singing.
Roommates, we love like we it's a brotherly bond over here, but at the same time, like they hate me when I sing sometimes.
Yeah.
But when I sing Japanese, they really hate that because they don't know what I'm saying. It's really I'd be like, Kimi no kokore, and they'd be like, wait, what are you singing, bro?
Yeah.
And it just like because Japanese, they tend with J-rockers when J-rock stands for like rock. Whenever they sing rock music, they tend to sing a little fast sometimes.
Okay.
So they'll be hearing like I cannot leon. I'm like, well, what are you saying? Because they sing really fast. So yeah, but I mean that's one reason why I love rock music.
Japan actually in the 70s, they really they had a huge love for rock music too. Like all the bands that made it big in Britain and America, they all did tours in Japan because they always had a very like strong fan base.
You know what? I'm gonna recommend a band for you. One OK Rock. The vocalist sings English.
One OK, you said?
It's called One OK Rock. I want you to listen to some of those sounds and see.
Okay.
Because I want to see if you can get into them. Everybody gets into them somewhat because it's the easiest band to get into in Japan, and they're my top 3 of in terms of like the Japanese demographic. They're like top 3 easy. And I think the first song, what do I recommend? We Are. Listen to We Are first.
Okay.
Listen and listen. I would say listen to the live version. I actually want you to. You know what? Actually, no. No. Here's what we'll do. Okay. Once we're done with our interview, I'll play that for you.
Do a live reaction.
Definitely, and the reason, yeah. Don't worry, don't worry. They don't need to see a reaction to that.
Okay.
That's for me to see because I want to see how you're gonna react to like that song being. Because trust me, it's different when you listen. I promise people, put on your headphones when you're listening to it because. You hear it all with the crowd, and you can actually hear the words they're saying.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome.
But I promise you, that's probably damn. They got too many hitters for me.
A lot.
But I think that's probably the top 3 best ones they have. I'd probably say number 1. I'm biased, but I'll say that. And guys, yes, Takashi is very versatile with all his music.
Well-rounded.
Yeah, because like I said, the only ones I can't get into now, well not now, I ever could. I can't get into any new rap. That's not my era, so I don't like it. I tried country, couldn't get into it, but
Mhm.
yeah, it's just those two. But everything else is pretty solid. That's kind of like where I kind of scale on that little barometer, and it's just kind of like what's been pushing me along. Like I've listened to dubstep in a minute. It's been a minute since I listened to any dubstep or anything like
Yeah.
that. But I love dubstep. Trust me. When I got into college, it was metal, dubstep, Korean music, and Japanese music. Those are the things that were getting me to graduate college. Do all my projects and just getting it done. So yeah. So that's kind of like my journey of what rock and metal has taken me to, and I hear the messages and the dialogue and really don't hear cynicism in their singing sometimes. I don't. It just sounds like they're really trying to tell me a story or telling like they're singing this about me. Linkin Park I really relate to because Linkin Park was all high school for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty much. I'll tell people it was hip hop, rap, and rock in high school.
Yeah.
For me. And those are the things that got me through my days and things like that. Helped me graduate with my friends, things like that. But Linkin Park everything was in for me. In the end, Numb, Faints, Paper Cut is my favorite. Paper Cut is damn near one of my favorite songs.
There's a Photograph or something. I think I remember some song like
Oh, say it again.
Photograph. I think that was like one of their songs, maybe.
I don't know if that one was one of their songs.
Maybe it was like a lyric in one of their songs or something. But I was kind of Nickelback was big when I was like in middle school.
Yeah, Nickelback.
So it's like kind of fainty for me, but yeah, definitely at that time I feel like that was like kind of like 2000, kind of early 2000s, between like 2000 and 2010. It was a lot of like the Fray. I used to love the Fray.
The Fray.
And bands like that I can't even like think of. And then there was a lot of that like party rap music that was coming out.
There was always that. So I remember a couple of them come back to my mind. My friend got me into Godsmack. That was one of them. Another one of bands. Flyleaf. I love Flyleaf.
Okay, yeah.
Paramore. One of my
All American.
My ex in high school, she got me into that.
There's like the All American Rejects. Then like
Tattoo was another one.
Yeah.
We went through everything. I'll actually tell you something. The main girl in Flyleaf, I actually had a crush on her. Because I got to sing her ass off. I actually loved her for that.
The girl from Paramore, her voice is really good too.
She's really good. I like both of them simply because of their voices and they had good range.
Mm-hmm.
Singing like good metal and rock. Although not metal, but more so rock songs.
You don't hear a lot of
Flyleaf was more rock-ish metal. It was more metal because of her, because of certain songs they would sing. Like I'm So Sick from Flyleaf is probably one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of them.
Never sang is that one. Yeah.
I've heard of them. I haven't gone really deep into them. I like The Offspring. A couple of their songs are pretty good too.
I think I ever listened to The Offspring. No, actually, that's the first time I actually heard of the band. Actually,
you might, if you played their like most popular song, you would probably recognize it. One of their
so probably like a popular song, but I didn't know the name of the band.
Yeah. Okay. They actually don't have a lot of music. But I think their most popular song is called like Self Esteem or something, and I bet you would recognize it.
If I hear it I can remember something based off sound. If I remember like how it went, then I can remember that.
Yeah, he sings about like this girl that he likes, but I think like she like slept with his friend or something, and you sleep with all my friends.
I just love it when you just brought that up. I'm like, God, speaks to the times.
He can't resist her, like, and she'll always call him at like 2 a.m, and like he wants to say no, and I can't like sing the beat right now. I can't. It's not like coming to my mind, but
yeah. I'm picturing it in my brain. I'm like, that's not a good situation, honestly.
Yeah.
Man, honestly, bro, I would just go into the woods and just become a wolf. Seriously.
That's why it's called self-esteem.
Self-esteem. Shoot, more like heartbreak.
Yep, betrayal.
Or disaster in this case. But
remember 30 Seconds to Mars too?
Yeah, 30 Seconds to Mars is good.
I used to like them in middle school.
Good too. That's a required taste, but Aerosmith is there.
Mhm.
Crossfade, that was another one. I did say top two. I'm missing one. Oh man, what's my boy's name? Because they have some good soundtracks with falling. Oh man, Trust Company. Trust Company. Yeah,
I
that's a good
never
one. I
heard
like
of
that.
them.
Give them a try and see if you like. I think their songs are easy to get into.
Okay. If you see me putting my head down, it's because I'm writing, by the
Oh no,
way.
I know you are. I actually figured you were writing when I told you Cold Rain and you wrote it down.
Yep.
Don't worry about it. It's not disrespectful. You're fine. Oh, I want you to take as many bands recommendations as you can. See what you like and see what you don't like.
I love new music.
Oh, trust me, I'm a sucker for it. That's the one thing I actually love, like spending my free time doing. When I'm not done, when I'm not studying, when I'm not doing this, it's just like looking up new music to add to my phone. I think I've got like I've got like 900 tracks of different things on this damn thing. And this is a 128 gigabyte phone, and I wanted that because I want to put a bunch of tracks on here.
Yeah, I actually have a separate. I still have a separate iPod that I keep my music on, and people are like, they're like, "Why do you have an iPod? Like, you can put your music on your phone and just stream it." And I'm like, "No, like, I need to like download the song."
You'd actually download it and have it on there so I could keep listening to it.
Exactly.
Like, there's no point in listening to it. See what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and that's why I say you guys are thinking small for me. Not you. Those people who say that to me, you're thinking small. You want to keep it on there so you can keep listening to it without having to be restricted to having using internet access.
And if my phone dies,
on my iPad over here, on my bed over here, on my iPad over here, I have like I bought all of those songs, so I don't need the internet to use them to actually play it because they're all saved on there now.
I pirate a lot.
I actually got more space recently.
I do pirate a lot of them, I'm not gonna lie, because it would be really expensive if I paid for every single song.
I'm gonna say that out loud.
Okay, you can cut that part.
No. There's some songs on there that I can't get through regular means, so if it's like on there, then I'll do it. I have a lot of Japanese.
Same, yeah.
Japanese rock, old school rock on there, things like that. I have like a lot of different things on there.
Yeah, there's some like unofficial release songs that were like never released on an album that you can't get on iTunes or anything. So I will try to buy the songs and like support the artist, but sometimes it's just like that would be a lot of money. But I do my best.
A lot of money, a lot of investment, and a lot of time. I think that's the best thing that people kind of like kind of forget. That, like I said, it's time consuming and things like that, and it just takes up like I said, it's so tedious and so I understand. So don't worry, Jayne, we're almost there. Like I said, you got like four more questions to get through, and then after that, trust me.
Take your time.
Trust me. So I'm glad, like I said, I'm glad you're enjoying the conversation. I'm actually getting to know you a little bit more and things like that, and kind of like what you kind of like. And also
I appreciate it.
So I guess my next question would be for you is it feels weird to ask you this because you love singing and vocalists. So do you have any hobbies outside of that?
Yeah, I do. Actually, like my main passion is photography. And
okay, now what inspired that?
I don't really know what exactly inspired it. I've always been camera shy, and when we would go on like little vacations as a kid, I just loved taking pictures. And in middle school, my friend got into photography, and I would like start doing it with her. And people just like loved my pictures, and I loved doing it. It was like therapeutic for me. Like, I'm just naturally like creative, so I don't know. There's something about like taking a picture, like how you see something and turning it into something like almost unrecognizable, or just like showing people how you see things. And I was pretty good at it, and that's kind of it just like blossomed into.
Sorry about that.
Oh, bless you. No worries.
Oh, God. Sorry about that.
Yeah, just like a passion. And actually, being an artist, though, I was starting to get like kind of writer's block in like photography wise, and that's why I started singing and started the band, because I kind of felt like it was getting to the point where it was like getting stressful almost, and I never want photography to be something that's like annoying to do. So I kind of just like needed to find a different like artistic avenue, and that's why I started singing again, and started the band. And now I'm slowly getting back into photography again. I just think as artists, like sometimes we have like our main passions, but like we also need to like do other things too, like take a break and try a different medium and come back.
Amen to that, sister. Shit.
Yeah.
I did grab, like I said, I drew since I was a kid, all the way till 3 years ago. I haven't drawn a single piece of art yet. It's been a while, and trust me, we need is real for not just self improvement, but also for just a relaxation every now and then.
Yeah.
Because I overwork myself, then I'm gonna be on the floor, and I don't want to do that. But one movie in particular motivated me to want to really strut my artistic muscles, and that was a movie called Kiki's Delivery Service, where this girl she's training to be a witch, things like that, and she so she flies to a town and she learns to be the witch of that area, but circumvent without having to spoil it because I'm not gonna jump on her too much, but at some point she meets this girl who was in the woods that she actually helped one time, and she spends a day with her, and she's an artist. She does like actual perspective and observation, because that was a class that I took. That's what she does. She looks at a crow. She like draws the detailed sketches of the crow.
Mhm.
Detail, and I was like, that's one. And I said that's one of the most beautiful things that I want to do right there. Just be out and about and just sketch stuff.
Yep.
If a crow would just stay still, then I could just sketch it.
Yeah.
But hey, listen, it's a fleeting dream, maybe, but maybe I one day I'll do it personally. And that kind of like influenced me to want to be an artist in a sense, because I've always said photography is art, just like drawing is art, and now cooking is art. There's different variation of different forms of art.
100%.
And each one has a different form of expression for me. And I've always wanted to get into the mind of Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci, because they were such geniuses of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they just knew how to flex their reconstructive muscles into something productive, into something amazing. One is an innovator, the other man is a sculptor.
Yeah.
Now Leonardo's more many things, but guys, so don't think I don't know that. There's a series called The Da Vinci Genius, so don't get me started. That's a history piece.
Yeah.
But yes, those people like how do you? I've always thought to myself, how the hell do you make art from stone? I've always figured out how that space time period where they don't have the stuff that we have now. Nail and a hammer.
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Some of those sculptures like are so thin, like they're almost like see-through, and the like making stone look like natural fabric has always amazed me. Like when they do the Roman like gowns and the flowy dresses, or like how do you make something solid look like actual like real fabric? And also what's interesting about art during that time period was art was almost like a form of science in a way too, because like how they would draw things and learn how like almost like how they worked and like their dimension. Like when I think it was Da Vinci who drew the human body, and photography did this thing where they used to draw horses how they ran in a way, and then when they started taking pictures of horses running in action.
Oh, you're talking about like the film, when they do like the booklet and then the animation moves and things like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of like their form of like entertainment, like showing the moon, sun, and things with like different variations. Like it's kind of like a variation of the puppet play. The difference is you're getting a film out of it. Something like
that. But they realized when they had like a still photo of like dogs and horses' legs running, they were actually drawing them completely wrong because they move so fast you can't actually see it. When they had it in slow motion, they realized how their legs really were like bending in certain ways, and like learned how. Yeah, like it sounds funny, but like I don't know how to explain how their bodies actually moved, like when they ran and stuff. And so, yeah, I don't know. It's just interesting.
Oh, that's nice. Trust me, that's one of the things that you learn about history. If you really go back, like I said, it was just a wonder like they had all these things at the time. Because I've always said, like I said, I always go back to one of my favorite somebody I do idolize because I am an English major. I say guys, I say I'm an English major. I'm a lover of English, and
Okay.
and because I am going to teach English to kids in Japan. I say kids, but more so cram school students, which is like college students.
That's cool.
And
I had a friend who did that in France.
oh, yeah, that's what's up. Shout out to your friend. I'm going
He
to
loved it.
maybe I don't know if he's still over there. Maybe I'll see him one day in 3 years. But but it's always a wonder that like Shakespeare is known for certain things, and I think his artistry, his mind, he's a defined genius of many different things, and a creator and an arbiter of stuff that we still use to this day, and kind of like we recall those things, and we quote unquote update the things that he brought in. And I've always said, like I said, I think a man as great as that probably had more stuff to him. We'll probably never see all of it, but what we did get, we do talk about him to this day.
Yeah.
Because there's always going to be conversations like, did he really do all this? I'm like, I'm sorry. I think there are some people who are just generally so gifted that like it's impossible to believe that they exist.
Yeah.
But they exist. Like I said, Albert Einstein, freaking Isaac Newton, things like that. And then, like I said, Shakespeare like brought playwriting in, stuff like that. Like he has a whole laundry list of stuff that he's credited for. And I'll just be like that much success and how much he did things. I wonder if he was ever content with all the stuff that he made. And I think as you get older through life, you wonder like am I content with everything that I have that I've done? I think I've done great. If I've done even better, kudos to me. I don't need any more. It's time for my children to see me, if not be better or greater in this case. And whatever field they pick, you got to be better than me because that's a lot of pressure to live up to. Because I always said it's the whole Stephen King thing. I just can't do it. But just one of the examples of like artistry, and like I said, whether it's Broadway, whether it's any of that stuff that you like to watch, opera not. I won't say opera nonsense. Whether it's opera, whether it's whether it's Broadway, whether it's even just like simple plays, they're all forms of art.
Silent films too. Silent films are like, I personally have a hard time, but like people who really are into silent films like are really like, it's almost like an interpretive dance kind of form. But like what's cool about Shakespeare is he actually figured out like a formula to storytelling, and like you need a conflict and a solution and the antagonist and protagonist, and his stories are just like Romeo and Juliet is just such a classic. Like they end up
classic story of tragedy of love. Yeah. I'll say this, of love and tragedy.
Yeah, and it's just like a twist ending too. It's like, I don't know. It's very cool.
Most some people, like I said, I can understand why. Somewhat, I think a young girl would like that at the time. When she grows up, she'll be like, "Nah, forget that." I'm expecting an Arya character to say like, "Nah, Dad, most girls are idiots." So she says that to me, I'm like, "All right, sis. All right, Dad. I know what you like now. You're more the night. You're the night type. I got you. You like that." I said, I'll be like, "You remind me of my brother." Because he said, my brother always say stuff like, dude, if every romance was written to everyone's liking, I guarantee you, no one will watch because it only works for one person, but it doesn't work for everybody as a whole. But like it looks nice, like, and I've always said this before. I think people, while we kind of want the good thing to happen, it's because we don't get that ourselves. Is what I honestly think, or we don't work for it. It's either those two for me that I believe, and I'm like, I think I agree with that because like I said, any form of art can be used to self-express or to tell a message. A movie, like I said, a movie, a play, poetry. That's another one.
That was another reason that had a major effect on me wanting to sing too. Is I write a lot of poetry. I read a lot of
Oh,
lyrics.
poetry.
Yeah, I don't
That's a
know
lost
why.
form. To be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Poetry is a lost form to me right now. Because nobody really uses it. People can say, "Oh, people that use it in cards," and I'm like,
I use it for songs, like for lyrics. I'll turn like poems into lyrics pretty much. Or I remember we took like a poetry class in high school and we had to take a picture and then like write a poem based on the picture. And mine actually made it like into the yearbook and like the school
nice.
paper or whatever. But like, um, I thought that was kind of fun too. Like, and that gave me inspiration to take pictures too. Because after a while, it's just like, you can take a pretty picture and it looks nice, but like when a picture has a story behind it or just like a greater purpose or just like
It has
just
meaning. I know what you're talking about. It
to
has
it.
meaning in the scene.
It's not just
Uh,
like, oh, that's pretty to put on my wall. Like it actually, people relate to it and it means something. It's a story. Kind of like journalism, I guess. I think that's really impactful.
all right, Jane. That's pretty. Actually, that was pretty deep. Actually, I'll give you credit. Like I said, you have some. Like I said, I can see why you're a vocalist. As I said, I see the potential right there. What you
Thank
just
you.
said. I think, like I said, let's have 3 more questions, and then don't worry, we're gonna get into the good stuff. So I
Sounds
think,
good.
so okay, so I guess my next question for you would be, how long do you plan on being a vocalist for?
Um, as long as I can do it, I guess. Even if I don't really make it like super big, I just like going around to like the local bars and doing open mic nights, and I really just love being on stage. I don't know what it is. I'm a Leo, so maybe it's just like naturally like the attention or whatever.
That explains it.
So there's just something about being up there. Like as a kid, I was always on stage doing something, whether I said like it was like church plays or dance recitals. I love dancing too. Being in the choir, playing my instrument, like instrument recitals, um, just anything really. So being able to like go back up there is just like really fun and share my music. Like I love playing original songs, sharing something that like started, that like we created together, and hearing people like clap to it and like cheer for it. Like it's just such a
Like your
good
first
feeling.
footprint, when you make your first footprint in the sand, basically, like your first staple.
Yeah.
You're kind of like, maybe know, like, okay, guys, it's that first song. Let's have some fun. Let's like do what we always practice, and let's show that. So yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, you know what? I think you kind of reminded me of a character from Cats Don't Dance. One of the characters that just wants to make it big, but also like but I'll say this: he wants to make it big, but he just wants his name to be known, and
Yeah.
he wants people, his quote unquote animal friends to actually freaking be seen, like more be more of a star in Hollywood. And guys, guess what? I will be doing a review of Cats Don't Dance because that's one of my grandmother's favorite movies to this day. She got me to like it. Listen, she got me a fan of Be Wizard of Oz. She made me a Cats Don't Dance fan too, for many reasons. There's really great music in there. Yeah, that's kind of like what you're alluding to me more often when I'm having this talk with you. I think you're alluding to that where it's just like, show people, show them what we can do.
Yeah.
Let's actually stay on, like I said, spotlight, things like that. You're reminding me of all of that right now from them. I'm like, yeah, no, she's a female Danny right now. I like that.
Yeah, like I honestly don't know if I would like to be a celebrity. I don't know if I just the constant.
Like I get your mindset. You kind of want to just go around and play your guitar and just like be.
I want to have freedom. Yeah, I don't want to have
If
constant
you're to a schedule,
paparazzi. Yep.
Miss Jayne Gypsy, you got like you got two meetings, you got one recital, and then you got a concert to do.
Yeah, no, like I need
or you gotta go to an all signing fair.
Oh no, thank you.
I wouldn't do all that.
I would just like it if I'm like out in public, maybe a couple true fans would recognize me, but in like I wouldn't be a public figure where people like recognize me in public, but maybe I'd have like there'd be like one person every now and then that's like, yo, you're from that band, right? Like I respect you. Like that's the kind of level of fame.
Right.
I
We're
would
like,
I
we're
would
like we're
like.
just knowable to you, and like we're just big fans.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of different things that you should probably check out because, like I said, it's kind of resonating with a few things that I've seen, and it's just like people who normally start, and then like they just kind of just like love the rock life more often than not, and they
Hmm.
just like to like just get on their guitar and just play, just kind of express themselves through that. This
Yeah.
is a good release and a good actually it could be a sense of inspiration and admiration to do that.
Just expression and
Self
just
expression, that's what it's called. Yeah.
yeah, it feels good. Like that's actually what dance does for me. I love dancing. Like that really makes me like feel like I'm expressing myself. Like when I feel the music and like I'm like letting the feeling like show through my movements or like I don't know what it is, but it's also a really good workout. So sometimes I just like blast some music and
Damn
I just like
sure, I'll tell you that.
dance by myself in my
Your feet are
room.
going to be on fire once you're done. God damn, what's the last time I danced? Oh my god, I think that was like maybe 5 years
What?
ago.
You gotta go out dancing.
I can't. I'm a guy just building up his pride again. I think after I get what I take care of, I'll probably go back to dancing at one point. But yeah, and listen. It's been so long since I've danced. It feels like high school days only at this point.
Mhm.
I'm talking about
Yeah.
like when I've actually like danced, like really danced. I don't mean ballroom dancing, y'all. Everyone should be required to learn the waltz at least once. I don't care another time.
Oh
Although,
man.
otherwise you're incompetent. But that's just me. Take one class one time, you'll never want to take one again.
Yeah. I
You're
don't
like,
know
that
about.
was the first time and last time I learned how to dance. But yes, dancing is self-expressive, and I love it. So much singing, um, photography, like I said, all that you've named. I think those are really good revenues for relaxation and self-express.
Mhm.
Not many people have that, and I think to this day that's something that's very needed. I have too many, so I mean too many vices of so much
Yeah.
for me. Meditation, either drawing or just listening to my music, or actually I'll be honest. I guess you can say I'm just studying sometimes, even not when I'm
Mhm.
overdoing it. But when I'm in a good mood, I feel like I got it better. I'll push myself even further. It just feels
Yeah.
good to get something right. Um, and like I said, everybody's different. Um, I think you'll get there definitely with your mindset and the way that you are, and your outlook. I'll be honest. I think I like it actually. I think, yeah, like I said, it most likely will set you up for good things.
Thank you. I
Um,
hope so.
because like I said, I like to see rock stars succeed personally. But that's just me. I'm betting on that horse. But let me see. Like I said, two more questions, and I think that, like I said, we're gonna get into the fun stuff.
Cool.
But I think okay. So my next one for you is do you do any? So let me ask a question. Besides just rocking right now, do you have an actual job that you do, an actual occupation?
Yeah, so I'm kind of like in between jobs right now, but I lost like my main work that I was doing after the pandemic, and since then I've kind of just been like jumping around. So I do a lot of like odd jobs. Like I said, I'll do like photography here and there. A lot of like babysitting, like dog walking. I'm a dog walker. Um,
Okay, so okay, I get what job you get now. I've seen
yeah,
that in Tampa. I haven't seen it here. Actually, when I moved back to my hometown in North Carolina and stuff like that.
and
That's crazy.
I'm trying to do bartending. I was working at like a nightclub, like just as a hostess. It wasn't like a strip club or anything, just a regular
I know
like
what you mean.
yeah, yeah. People always ask
I'm
that
gonna
when I
say that
say
3 times. I
nightclub.
know what you meant. Yo, guys, I apologize for saying I know what she meant all the time, but I am catching what she's saying. So,
People always jump to that conclusion when I say it, so that's why I just wanted
oh
to
no,
like
I
make
you
sure.
said hostess. I know what you. I know
Yeah,
you were not gonna tell me because you did. Then I would have like okay, I would have laughed. I was like,
yeah. I was just talking about dancing and stuff, so like wasn't sure. But yeah, and
female escort. I got it.
no. So I'm trying to I'm saving up for like a bartending course right now, and hopefully that'll become like my main income source. Because I was working like at yeah, like I said, like a different nightclub and stuff, but the hours were really crazy, and yeah, I don't know. I was only hosting, so I wasn't like making a lot of money anyways. So right now, just kind of like odd jobs. And yeah, hopefully I'll start bartending soon. I do have a summer job, being a photographer for a summer camp. But yeah, otherwise it's really just like random stuff. It's mostly just like dog walking. I substitute teach at a preschool sometimes.
All around, yes, I ain't gonna lie. Good job. All around.
Yeah, all over the place pretty
Don't
much.
drive yourself ragged now. Sure. So don't drive yourself ragged now.
Oh, I know.
Trust me, I swear you'll feel like a hamster on a wheel. I've done 2 jobs at the same time, even I realized how taxing it can be on the guy to do all this. And it's just like, I'm like,
need to make money somehow.
I felt that for a while. I was like, okay, let me get rid of this one and just take care of this. Right. My legs felt like jello for one time. I was like,
especially during school too. It can be a lot.
Yeah, and like I said, I always say don't make your situation any more convoluted than it is. I say this to anybody, not just you. Just make sure, like, as you have time to rest, make sure you have things organized, and prioritize your sleep. I'll remind yourself, you're not a robot.
Yeah, and like if you stretch yourself too thin, you're not going to be doing like your best work. You're not going to be the most productive because you're like giving just like pieces to different things instead of being able to give your all to your, like, if you just, you know what I mean? So I've definitely done that where I was working like 4 different jobs in one day, jumping like back and forth everywhere, literally just like, and it was too much. I actually ended up getting fired from my one job when I was doing that because I overslept twice because it was just way too much. I would work at the nightclub till 3 a.m. and I'd have to come into the bakery at 8 a.m. the next morning. And then in between, I was dog walking, and what was the 4th thing? This was during Christmas. I was taking Santa photos for kids too. So it was like so much work, and I ended up losing one of my jobs because I overslept like 2 times. So yeah, don't stretch yourself too thin.
All right. Okay, now this is I'll ask the next question. This is actually kind of funny because I don't know if I should answer you this after this. Would you? Okay, I'll be honest. If you got married, would you be okay not working?
Yeah. I would want to do my photography still.
Okay.
But I'd be fine.
Nothing wrong with photography. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
As long as you get a good camera, like, I'll be honest, you can't use the same camera you had before. You got to use a new one. Because you always have to update good, like, quality, scenery, range. Like,
I have a pretty new camera right now. But yeah, you do got to keep updating it. But
every now and then you have to. I'm like I said, we still get great shots. That's fine. I've been to conventions. And the way the quality of those cosplay pictures they get feel like they came from a freaking theater.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very competitive nowadays too, and a lot of photographers, it's like required.
Right now, not gonna lie.
And drone photography, like it's almost like if you're gonna be hired as a photographer, like for weddings and stuff, like they almost like you need to have a drone too, so you can get those like drone shots, which I don't have, so it can get very expensive, but it's something that I just like always want to do, at least even if it's not. That's why I want to do bartending too, so I have my main income source, and then I can like hopefully try to make some money with photography. So we'll see.
All right. Okay. Oh, guys, we have reached the end of my questions for Jayne right now. And Jayne, thank you so much for answering.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Oh, don't worry, we're not done yet. So we're at the end. You're free to ask me any question you want, except politics. You remember the one.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about buying the truck. You don't want
No,
to.
no, I don't either. Trust me,
I'm,
I'm good
I'm,
on that.
listen, I'm not even well versed in that right now anyway, because I just been busy doing my own thing too. So I'm like, I couldn't even talk about it even if I wanted to.
So, actually, do you mind if I take another quick bathroom break and come back with
Oh,
the questions?
oh no,
Okay.
go for it. Oh, go for it, guys. Like I said, we'll be on the break for a second, and we'll be right back.
All right, I'll be back in 1 minute. Thank you.
Guys, we are still here. Still taking our break.
Okay. Okay, I'm good.
No, don't worry, you're fine. Okay. So, any questions you have for me, particularly that you want to ask me, you're welcome to give it a try.
Okay, so I was checking out your channel a little bit, and I think it's pretty safe to say you seem to be a fan of like anime and Pokemon and like that kind of genre of entertainment. And you're big into Japanese culture. What what led you to you know like liking Japanese culture, and like how did you get there?
Okay, so make sure the music isn't too loud so you can all hear me. All right, there we go. Okay, so basically, ever since I was 8 years old, I've always been in love with kung fu movies, Asian karate movies, things like that. That helps you get into things like that. But what really blossomed was for me was like the culture of where these people came from, and how it was so different from ours. How peaceful it was, how it spoke about honor, family, pride, integrity, and self respect. And
Mm-hmm.
those things meant a lot to my ears as they were inspiring as a kid to hear that. And you didn't know what it meant, but it just sounded cool when you were younger.
Yeah.
But when you got older and you did the research, you realize, wow, that's really what it means over here. Like, okay. What kind of drew me to really want to not even just do what I wanted to do, like I told you before, to like live over there and more likely have family over there, was because their culture fits more in my mindset of what I want to do. Like I said, I'm not a person that likes to start stuff. I'm a person that likes to just kind of just be at peace with himself. Just doesn't mind working hard, that doesn't mind helping others, that doesn't
Hmm.
mind really just giving somebody the same advice that was given to me. And why I love the culture so much is that they talks a lot in different books, like Miyamoto Musashi, which is one of my favorite sources in history. He has a favorite quote on self-reflection, and that quote unquote quote pushed me to help me deal with something in the darkest of my time. To like really push myself to do what I wanted to do, to like go over there, like I said, work hard over here. Um, and when I get over there, it'll more likely be a one-way trip, and build a family, teach English over there, and pretty much just try to, like I said, try to have a life of peace over there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Because they preach a lot about unification, family, and pride. And I think loving someone's culture, like how they love other people from different parts of the world and their culture, like they like kind of like black culture, where it's like the music that they intake. They actually love that. They actually don't judge your music off that. They actually very respectful towards it. Just like how I respect their music, they kind of respect our music over here. But for me, I think it was just a matter of like self-reflection and honestly, I would say more self-confidence of why what maybe drove me to like that culture because of what they stand for, and
Yeah.
why I love it so much is because I feel so immersed in it right now. And I think I really immerse myself when I get over there. To be honest, because I kind of wanted to take. When I say take me over, I mean like I want to bask in it so I can see everything. Because like technically, the thing over there is once you spend enough time over there, you've spoken our language fully, and you kind of know everything. Like you're one of us at this point because you kind of
Yeah.
got in line. So that starts things over here, but you also know how to navigate, talk, and just really have pleasant conversation. So
Yeah, I've never been, but everything I've heard about Japanese culture is kind of like very they're very strong in just having decent manners, just respecting everybody, just being very neighborly and polite and just like taking care of your family and your elders and just having like strong, just good values just as humans. And um I've
over
always
here,
just
everybody's mean. So I want to cut you off, Jane. Over
over
here,
here.
everybody's terrible.
Yeah, it's like every man for yourself. It's like cutting in line and get out of my way, and I don't care about you. Like if I have to step on you to get to, like that's what it's like over here.
Things like that, yeah.
There's no people will like see somebody in need for help and just like walk right past, like just like they won't even call 911. They'll literally get out their phones and just videotape it. It's like just the level of inhumanity like sometimes I see is just so startling. So I've always appreciated that about from what I've heard like in Japan, just like how coherent they can like work together as a yeah, you know what I mean? Like we don't have like that neighborly like we're working as a community for each other. And
Yeah.
I think that's a huge part of why Americans are so lost, as well as not having culture really. Like we're I feel like we're so cultureless because we are just kind of like a melting pot, but I just feel like we don't have a lot of like, like our own traditions and like a long history of, you know what I mean? Like individually we do, but as a whole country, we don't have that unity, which is sort of
do.
what makes us cool in a way. We're so diverse, but I think there is something about, like, to be said about the importance of having traditions and culture and history in your country. Like, so yeah, I can definitely see that. But what like introduced you to that world to begin? Was it like a person, or did you stumble upon it by accident?
Actually, it was two things actually. Stumbled upon it on accident, and also I met someone, two people from that actual place in high school.
Okay.
First, I'll say his name out loud, but it was a boy from Japan. Japan. I have his number to this day, and we still talk every now and then. You know, we got to talking about, you know, what I was wondering like what his culture was like, things like that. And you know, he was very respectful towards me. I was respectful towards him. And we just got along. We just chatted, and he told me if you ever do make it over there, we'd like to see you one day in Shibuya, man. That'd be nice. I'm like, arigato. That'd be nice too, honestly.
Very cool.
And we, you know, there was a girl I transferred over like during my it was a Japanese a girl from Japanese. I call her Nina for short. And then we have Sue, who was from Korea. I think she was from South Korea. And Sue knew how to play the piano, and Mina, I got to know her by talking to her. Right now, she's currently married, which I said shout out to her. She got married. We're still in contact with her. I still talk to her. She's helping me with certain things that are hard in Japan or Japanese based that help me out. But I told her, I was like, you know, go be a wife. Do what you got to do. Do that. Don't worry about that. Thank you. Love your help, but do what you got to do. And then I said, because her husband needs her. I'm like, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that. Like, go ahead. You do your family. I got to worry about taking care of me. Thank you.
Exactly.
And you know, through the interactions with her, I learned many things of the culture down there, particularly, and also some mannerisms and proper etiquette. And
etiquette's a good word.
Yeah.
Yeah, and good on you, because there's so many guys who just like they'll meet women in relationships and stuff, and they just like don't care at all. And there's women like that too, to be fair. I just think the people who they meet somebody who's in a relationship and they just like don't respect that at all, and they, you know, they just still will like go past those boundaries and stuff. I just think that's like,
yeah, that's only if I tell people all the time. Listen, even then, I wouldn't engage anybody in a relationship, even though that's one of my friends. Now, if I happen to meet up upon her, like, you know, my lady and things like that. You know, my wife and him married, and we actually have a talk and things like that. Then I said, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, no, of course.
No. I said I'm fine with that because we all know each other, so we're already married and we're all clear.
Yeah.
I'm no problem with that. And plus, how they treat getting together to eat there is a cup of sake and talking and stuff. Which I'm not a drinker, guys. I'm not a. I'm not really a social drinker more so than that. Like, I actually drink in moderation because I love it. But I drink light stuff like coolers, or like I make my own drink, simple enough. But I'm more of trying to this right here.
Stick with water. Nice. That's something I need to drink more water.
A lot, man. I actually ate before you got up here. I'm like, I'm not so thirsty now. Yeah,
water is so important. I need to drink. I don't know why it's so hard for me to drink.
1 liter, it says right here. This is 1.5 quarts, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a simple thing, but it'll really be like people who drink water.
Yeah,
it's definitely really good for you.
Well, Jayne, I want to say this. Any other questions besides that? Because I'm actually glad you asked that. I'm surprised you checked out my Twitter, actually.
Yeah.
Well, I was like, wait, how much time did you have? I was wondering.
I scrolled through it a little bit.
Okay, I'm understand. Like, let's see. I'll be like, did you get any sleep? but basically, really the purpose of this channel is to be have multi forms of content on it. But my other channel might what I started doing my backup channel might be a different thing, because I might take one of the things I do off here and put it on there just so we can get more recognition, because I do love the Pokemon talk you talked about, that was just conversation between me and my man Final Message because we both played the games, and also I am a fan of it because it is still good to this day.
Mhm.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all forms of anime. It's just
Okay.
a matter of that's just my guilty pleasure, and
Mhm.
when I'm not studying, I have time. Like I have it on here right now, but I'm not watching anything, and it's just like I'll watch a couple episodes, go out tonight, and get back to work because I need to study to make sure I grind this into my head because I can't let anything distract me. Because I said there might be a time where I'm not on here because I have to go back to school.
Yeah.
I'll be doing YouTube for like 1 or 2 years, and I'll come back, and then later we'll see if people are still here. But that's because I'm trying to achieve a goal that I want to get done, and I want to see it. I want to see it come to fruition. But I, I, I would say check out some of the conversations we have with the people on the channel too, on this particular channel, because we have good conversations. It's just a matter of like hearing different people's perspectives, thoughts on things. Not trying to converge or convert with someone. It's just I
Mhm.
want to hear what you naturally think. I mean, that's the brilliant purpose of the channel, and when I do that. But do you have any other questions?
That was pretty much that was like my other question was where do you want your channel to grow or like to go, and you know, what do you see in the future for your channel? So you kind of already started answering it for me, but if there's anything else you want to
I'll
add.
go further into it real quick, and guys, I'll make it short. I'll try to make this really short. So, I had a conversation with one of my friends earlier on when I told him I might not do this forever. To be honest, like I said, I don't think it's forever. Of course not. I think by the time I'm in Japan or like I decide to go back to school, I knock things out, and I'm not back, and I'll just say I'll be back when I'll be back. The next time you probably see me online will probably be through Japan. And the reason
Mhm.
why is because I want to show everybody my journey over here. Finally, I got it over here. You know, guys, I made it.
Yeah.
Now I got work over here to do. I don't know when I'll be able to get the schedule going because it's so different over here than it is over there. Time is different over there than it is over here. Way different.
Yeah.
It's morning over there right now.
I think it's the like complete opposite.
Oh yeah, the sun is up over there. Over here, no, it's not up. But yeah, it's dark over here right now. And I'm originally from Pennsylvania.
Okay.
So I'm not from Philly. So I'm gonna let you know that. I'm a northerner. I'm originally born in the north. I actually like the cold, contrary belief. Now, not the snow, but the cold breeze. I prefer that. Like fall's my favorite. Fall's my favorite season. Dead ass.
Same.
Because of that. Yeah, it's just a modicum of warm and cold, a little bit mixed together, and I'm fine with that.
I'm pretty sure Japan has a beautiful fall, if I'm not mistaken. I think
If you like the cherry blossoms.
I think their weather is very similar to my area, the northeast of the United States, because that's why we get a lot of invasive species from Japan, actually, through shipments, like random seeds or like stink bugs. A lot of like bugs and plants will invade this area in particular because they have very similar climates. So at least parts of Japan, at least, from my understanding.
Okay.
So
I'll say take some time to look into it and see what you like. So for me, I think one of the things I would look forward to is probably wearing a male yukata, because that's something that the males wear, and it's kind of like different from the girls. And I look forward to wearing one of those. But that's just gonna be fun as hell to wear one of those.
cool.
I'm generally gonna feel like one of the anime characters, guys, wearing that damn thing. I'm like, yo, this is pretty cool, freaking cool. I've seen different variations of it too. It's really, really cool, and I like how the design is done. I guess another thing I look forward to, like the festivals, because I really want to go to those. That would be really cool. And also, get me out of the house besides just working. So that's a good thing too. And I guess the thing I would say, more likely, guys, I tell people all the time, I'm more likely gonna have a traditional, not traditional. I'm gonna have like traditional Japanese wedding, like with the robes and things like that. I would like, if my wife asked me for them, like, you got it.
Is there any particular, like, what are some specifics of Japanese weddings? Do they do any certain like ceremonies or?
So, for example, they dress in sort of the ceremonial robes. Where you wear a big yukata and kind of like Japanese based, and also your woman, she's wearing the Japanese kind of like kimono, and then she's wearing obi around her stomach, around her like waist.
Okay. So like those like silk belt things, kind of.
Yeah. Yep. That's what that is. And also, it's kind of like so. It's kind of funny because I have like three best men I would have honestly that I would allow with me because they're like my brothers. You know, we got the bro code, guy code, and things like that. They're the only guys I would actually invite. Everybody else, listen, they're gonna have to watch it on pay per view. I don't care. But, yeah, because like I said, these are the only men I trusted my whole life.
Yeah.
Only three. Everybody else, I'm sorry you didn't make the cut. But
I don't blame you.
Yeah, and I told him, I said, listen, if I ever, like I said, if I do, I made this happen, I said, yo, guys, listen, I'll pay for your ticket over here. Get over here. We're good because I need y'all here for this. But yeah, only three guys that I trust. But one of the rules of the ceremony is you must bring a gift for the bride and groom. It's basically one present, and then also I don't think you sit next to them. I think you guys you kind of like nobody sits there except I guess immediate family members. But it's just the two are meant to sit on top while everybody else is there, like in their particular seats, and they're just hearing out the resolutions and giving out vows and things like that. Okay. And toasting to the new couple and things like that. I'm like, you do all that? I was like, okay. Listen, I was about to be on my knees 5 hours, but it is going to be a minute or two. So I mean, if that's what I want, then I'm going to have to do it. So I've always said, people get comfortable sitting on your knees. That's what I would just tell you.
Oh yeah, they have like the tables like at dinner, like on the floor, right?
Yeah.
Is that common? Do they still practice that?
They do.
Like,
no. They do to an extent, but they're very respectful in the way they greet guests and things like that. And even then, another custom is I'm pretty sure it's just like more so to drink sake with friends, family, and of course the father. I'm pretty sure when I get in with the father-in-law and things like this.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about futuristic talking. Like I said, because I would know how I conduct myself because I'm familiar with that culture. I'm pretty sure he wants to have a talk while try to see if I'm sold and things like that.
100%.
I'll do one drink for me because I want to be able to make sure I can, not be in control of my marbles. So that's why I don't know the reason. I've never been drunk in my life, and I don't ever want to find out what I'll do.
Really? Oh yeah. So you definitely don't want the first time to be on your wedding day or like something like that.
Man, I might fall. Listen, we might not even. We're not even consummate the marriage. I might just fall asleep. Don't do that. Yo, that is terrible. That is terrible. I am not doing that.
Don't recommend that for sure.
Okay. She's ready to be mad at that point. You're like, why are you asleep?
Out of all days.
You're like, could be yesterday?
Yep.
Now I've been late to the ceremony then you really would have been mad. So yeah. I would hate to have to wake up one day and by the way, I don't do bachelor parties or whatever. I think the only thing that'll happen if the guys come along, we're just gonna come and hit up Japan and hit up different areas, the food, and then just have some fun, more often, just exploring different areas, parts of where you can go to arcades, things like that, kind of venturing sceneries and things like that. We'll definitely do that. I'm willing to do all that, and probably find some mountain lions. We're lucky, but But just their tradition, I think I love all the different things they have down there. I feel like I would never ever be bored getting over there. I don't think anything that would just be work because I think every day would be an adventure, a new day of discovering things. And if you're with someone, it's even better to discover it with them because that makes the journey more meaningful and also what you want out of life. Be honest.
They're very innovative from my understanding. I see a lot of incorporation in the inner cities of them incorporating nature into their architecture too, which I think is really cool. They'll have all the rooftops with plants on or just moss growing on the side of the buildings and just trees incorporated into their architecture, and they just seem so innovative and progressive, especially in Tokyo and
Tokyo. You probably trust me. You will never want to go away. Trust me. I tell people,
you're
never gonna want to go home. And I'm pretty sure when I do that visit sometime this year or next year, I'm going to be a kid in a candy store.
It looks so cool.
And I tell everybody the technology they have over there, shit's on what America has here.
Yeah.
I tell people we're still fucking with fossil fuels for Christ's sake.
I know.
They haven't even gotten to they have a bullet train over there.
Yep.
I'm well, that's another thing I'm going to do. I'm going to get on that too. They do. They literally have like sleeping. Like honestly, the better versions of you traveling on train and having better comfortable bed. I was
Yeah.
like wow,
Yeah.
like come on, guys, like come on, yeah,
They're
yeah,
so,
it's
we look like ancient, like just like
barbarians.
exactly, yeah. Just our architecture is so just bland and old, and there's just like everything's just so plain. Like there's no, I don't know, like detail
So
and
I feel like
intrigue.
there's nothing intrinsic over here coming over like that's being designed right now for that. Like I said, I've seen like experimental things with hovercraft cars, but like bro, you should have been like that. There's no excuse for
Yeah.
that. Well, I've always said like get rid of the get rid of the petty BS over here, and then get to helping these scientists and these creators to make things go a little bit quicker for some people.
Yeah.
Let me know when autopilot is freaking finally done. Shit, I haven't gotten that down.
I think
But
they do have Ubers that are they're like no driver Ubers.
self-driven, yeah, like that's scary for most people. But
I don't know about that.
I don't know if I want it on the water to be honest. I can't be too far from the shore. Like
Yeah.
but anything else after that? Because I feel like I've given a lot of detail to each one.
Yeah, no, I feel like I've gotten to know you pretty, for at least on this interview alone. Like, I have a better insight into who you are and your goals and stuff. And the music you like and stuff. So, yeah, I can't really think of any.
Rock music all day sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was listening to Disturbed Batman just 2 days ago, and I was like, yo, I had that on repeat for like 5 times.
It'll get you amped up. Like it's like such a strong.
It wakes me up. I'm gonna lie. Metal sometimes wakes me up. Sometimes, that's why sometimes it's necessary, and I just get to work.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure when I go to a concert, you get energetic. It's kind of when you're in the concert. I haven't been to a concert in a minute.
Oh, I love concerts.
More likely, I will go to a Disturbed concert again with some of my friends, and I'm like, I'm gonna rock out. I'm like, yeah, we gonna have a good time.
Oh, it's so fun.
Like I said, we're going to a Disturbed one. We need to.
That's when it's like true therapy. Just like all your stress is you just release it, especially for like heavy rock and like metal music, especially live, like just like headbanging and just like all the stress and build up of just like you let it all out, and then you feel so clear, and I don't know, it's a good feeling.
No, definitely. And guys, listen. Thank you for being part of this interview. My friend Jayne Gypsy, appreciate it.
Yes.
And I got to know you as well. I kind of see what your mindset is. You're not a jaded person. I was gonna let you know right now. You're not to me at all. You seem like you seem like, I'll be honest. You seem in control of your marbles more than most people, to be honest.
Thank you.
I need to let that be known because I haven't had a decent conversation with I'm saying with a confident person in a minute. It's been a minute, and I do appreciate your love, your respect, your honesty, and honestly your drive to like want to succeed and do things. I respect that.
Thank you.
Because I've always said, like I said, ladies, y'all are allowed to do whatever y'all want. Just make sure if you're gonna do something, put 100% into something.
Mm-hmm.
That goes for us. It goes double for us because we have to get things done.
Yeah.
But like I said, I just like genuine conversation and chatting with other people, just to know what their mind is looking like, what they believe, or kind of like what their mind is stirring them to, things like this. But that's why I said that's why I prefer always talking it out. Through this conversation, I got to know you a little bit more and understand you. So thank you for joining me tonight and things like that. And also, do you have something you want to say to the audience, where they can find you or to check out your song particularly?
Yeah, sure. And I just want to say thank you for having me. I appreciate the conversation. You seem very, what you want, very intellectual. So it's refreshing because you're right. There's not a lot of, a lot of talk is just very stagnant nowadays. So it's rare to meet intellectual, deep thinkers. Yeah. So, but yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's Jayne Gypsy. Again, the six is spelled with, or the G in Gypsy is spelled with the number six. And I have my first demo on there. Um, and I also have an Instagram that's like for my music. And again, it's just Jayne Gypsy. I think there's a period in between the Jayne and the Gypsy part. So, trying to build like a YouTube channel a little bit, and I'll still be throwing any new recordings on there as they come out as well. So that's where you can find me.
And guys, this has been your guy, Takashi. I hope you enjoyed this interview. Hope you joined me and Jayne here, chatting it up and actually getting to know one another and getting to know each other's dreams and kind of like what the mindset is looking like for each one of us here. And also, I guess, where our quote unquote goals are going to take us. Like I said, I think it's like it's a conversation about understanding. I definitely understood Jayne after doing this, and hopefully to have more conversations with her in the future too. Definitely. And guys, like I said, if you're new to this channel, be sure to like, subscribe, all that jazz. Check out the content here. My most recent posted video was me and Message talking about Pokemon, but also we got to talk about like culinary arts and things like that. Please check that video out. But also, guys, check this video out because it's brand new. It's gonna be dropped. Like I said, it's gonna be dropped when I drop it, but most likely next week I'm gonna drop it so people can actually see the interview and have a relaxer. Because this week is been hectic for everybody, even me to some extent. But guys, y'all have a great night, and you know, my motto, I always say this: be sure to drink plenty of green tea. Be sure to drink plenty of water, and you know, like I said, just make sure you go to the doctor, check yourself, and just make sure you guys, you know, just take care of yourselves. Because, like I said, a lot of people are afraid to go to the doctor and afraid to hear negative things, but take it seriously, y'all. Like I said, I do not like going, but I go regardless because I have to.
It's good advice.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be ignorant. Like I said, I have a stigma of doctors. I'm not afraid of shots. I'm fine. That died when I turned 10 years old.
Same.
So, yeah, I just said do it. That's what I told him. But you all have a great night, and Jayne, stay backstage with me for a second so I can show you that video before you.
Yep, no problem. Like the video, guys. Thanks for having me.
Peace out, guys.